What's going on, y'all? Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Those that was in the stream yesterday. This was one of the setups. Was looking at Euro New Zealand. We took the trade yesterday during the York session, but as you can see, it literally was hugging this level all day and all night. It didn't take off until going on to 11 o'clock last night. So we just hit TP5. We're about to see if we can hit the rest of the TPs today. We also got a couple more setups we're going to be looking at as well. But again, like we talked about yesterday, with it being Monday as well as a GBP holiday, a lot of the charts didn't really do too much. Like we look at GA, it's literally at the same spot it was at yesterday when we was looking for a setup. GJ, kind of similar situation, but it did eventually break this level. So we're going to be looking for GJ buys today. We're going to be looking for the same buy setup we caught on Friday. So we're going to see if we can break this resistance level, which it failed to do so every single time it came to this point. So if GJ can hold 190, 125 as support, we can look for buys going to 192.15 and possibly up to 193.40. GU's starting to do the move we was looking for yesterday as well. But again, if we just look at yesterday, we can see price. Well, that was Friday. We can look at yesterday, we can see price was just hugging this level. It didn't start to take off until around the same time Euro New Zealand started to take off. And then, of course, yesterday ended up reversing, so we could see a trend change come into play. But we'll worry about that later. So right now, we're just going to keep an eye on Ian, and then we're going to be looking for a possible GJ setup. New 5 minute just popped up. You already know the drill. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Just dropped to this week's Bitcoin analysis. Y'all been tuning in for the past couple weeks. Y'all should be up right now because it's been going as projected. I'm going to go ahead and send that link out. Put that in the chat right here. There we go. And make sure to like the live as y'all hop up in here. If you're not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. Some charts are slowly but surely starting to go as projected from Sunday chart analysis. So if you haven't watched that yet, make sure to hit that first link in the description. Check that out. Like I always say, it doesn't just go over what I see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over what I see price doing throughout the entire week. So we're about to see if price can close and hold this level right here. We're about to see if price can hold this level right here. Got a new video dropping for you at the beginning of New York session. Be on the lookout for that. If you haven't caught up or watched my other videos this month or recently, make sure to check those out. All playlists are up to date. Those just joined the stream, we have not entered this yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure you hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal and free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. We're about to pull it up in a second, though. We took a trade yesterday. Like we were talking about at the beginning of the live stream, it was ranging literally all New York session. It didn't take off till last night, and then we ended up hitting TP6, or was it TP5? Let me pull it up really quick so I'm not making anything up. It was TP5. Yeah, but again, you can see it was ranging literally all day, and then it finally took off last night, right before London session stream started. So we're deep in profit on that right now, and then we're looking at a possible GJ buy setup. If GJ can hold 191.15 as support, we can look for buys going to 192.15, also up to 193.40. Right? Just like we was talking on the Sunday chart analysis as well as yesterday's live, we was talking about how we're still technically bullish, but we were struggling to hold this level. As we can see, price respect that level as support, push back up, which is exactly why we were saying we was going to look for buys and not go for sells unless it broke and held this level as resistance at 185.95. This is another example of why you want to wait for confirmations. want to let FOMO kick in and get impatient and just jump in trades willy-nilly. You always want to follow the flow of price. Y'all don't understand how price works and how price moves. You hear me say it all the time. There's literal rules and script price follows on a daily basis. Price isn't just doing random things. You just got to figure out and understand what you're looking at. And once you figure out and understand what you're looking at, it makes life so much easier. Yeah, I'm liking what this is looking right now. This is the same buy setup we took on Friday last week. As you see, it struggled to break this resistance level, not just Friday, but the Friday and Thursday the week before that as well. So we're going to see if we can break this level today. As far as news, we do got a couple news events popping off. We have at 10 a.m. USD news, and then later on tonight at 9:30 we got Australian news. So keep those times in mind. Yeah, but we might jump into this in a second. As far as how we're doing, we're 1-0 so far this week. We went 2-0 last week, and then we went 4-0 the week before. So we're on a 7-trade win streak currently. To act right. There we go. So last week we went 2-0 or 1-0 so far this week. And then the week before that we went 4-0 streak. And we've only lost, I think, yeah, that's one trade. Yeah, so we only lost 2 trades this month so far. And it was kind of storming and windy, so my signal's kind of bugging out right now. Let's just act together. Let's see what these other charts are up to. I don't want to restart. Okay. But just like you see on your screen, how we did last month and last quarter, if we just scroll to August 1st, the beginning of this month, you'll see how we ended last month, July. We went 16-5, getting to 76% win rate. Take it to the first day of July, and then as you can see, July 1st previously. So you can see how we did May, 13-3. And again, you can just click those blue highlighted words. It'll just take you up on a monthly and weekly basis, depending on where you clicked at. And then if you go to July 2nd, you'll see how we ended last quarter, just like it shows on your screen. April, we went 16-4, catching 69,396 pips. May, we went 15-4, catching 47,957 pips. And in June, we went 13-3, catching 1,006 pips. And then we went 44-11, giving us an 80% win rate with a total of 118,359 pips caught. So we've been killing it. That's just how we did last quarter, but we also did a great job quarter one as well. Let me just try to find that really quick. This is how we did. Boom. There we go. So again, as you can see, all I'm doing is clicking the blue highlighted words, and it's taking me up on a monthly basis. You can see this is how we did April, showing at the beginning of May. And you keep on clicking those again at the beginning of April, so you can see how we did April. Everything's dated, timed, documented. And then you also see how we started off the year and ended quarter one, 53-4, 93% win rate. So you can see we've been killing it all year. And then you click right here, it'll even show you how we ended last year, quarter four, 96% win rate, 76-7, 240,157 pips. And you want to, you can literally see how we did Q3, Q2, and Q1 of last year as well. So make sure to hit that first in the description and check that out. But again, also make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. Some charts are starting to slowly go as projected. And we got a couple sets we're looking at right now. GJ is pushing nicely. Ian is pushing up, retracing. I'm at SL on profit on that though, so I'm not tripping too much about that. We're going to be looking for continued buys on GU as well. It's doing the move we was looking for yesterday, but again, if we just go down a triple memory lane, we can literally see not just London session, but New York session, and as well as last night Tokyo session. GU was just hugging and ranging this low. It did not take off until a few hours ago. So there's nothing we can do about that. So now we're going to see if we can break this resistance level here at 32.25 and hold that as support. If we can hold this as support, we can look for continued buys going to 32.75 and possibly up to 33.15. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. But you'll already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this yet. This is the trade idea. We have not entered this yet. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok too, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram's playmaker_way. TikTok's _playmakerway_. New 5 minutes about to pop up shortly. And getting a new video dropping for y'all later on today at the beginning of New York session. Be on the lookout for that. Speaking of New York session, we do got at 10 a.m. USD news, so do keep that time in mind. And then later on tonight at 9:30, we got Australian news. Yeah, GU's still struggling to try to break that level right there. GJ's pushing, slowly going as projected. We're looking to see if GA can break this level as well. Again, the reason why we're waiting for buys here is because if GA can break this resistance level, hold that support, we can see the reversal and the uptrend continue coming into play. But as we can see for literally today and today, including Friday, price has been struggling to hold that level, let alone break past this level right here. So that's why we're just waiting for that. And again, with EN, we caught a nice move. It's doing a retracement right now. But again, kind of similar situation. It's been struggling for the past 2 days to not just break and hold this level, but break through this level probably to the left. But we are bearish, so if volume can kick in, we can see a clear lower low come into play. But if y'all was trading at all last week or listened to any of the lives last week, volume was struggling with all the charts. All the charts were struggling to do moves. We even see NAS, it's bullish, catching nice buys. And we see the price clearly pushing to the upside. Even last week, NAS failed to continue the uptrend, started struggling to hold as low as support, reverse. And we see yesterday price reversed as well, which is why we're looking at a possible sell idea here if it can hold this level from support to resistance. Let's move this over. This is the last week to the month, starting in the last month of the quarter, so we might see some new cycle start next month. We just have to wait and see how this week ends. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. What's going on? FOREX, I see you up in here. What do I think about gold? Same thing from yesterday. Sunday chart analysis. Again, we see here prices been literally doing the same thing or respecting the same level since Friday. So we are still bullish, but again, we did just break all-time highs again. And we're attempting to touch it and break it again. So now this resistance has been held as support, but again, just like yesterday with all the charts, there's low volume. You can see that by just looking at the daily candlestick. But if gold can continue to hold 2508 as support, we can look for buys going to 2532. And again, y'all, if you haven't watched this Sunday chart analysis, make sure to check that out because some charts are slowly going as projected. Again, this goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. But again, gold's been literally at the same level since Friday. It's changed it. New 15 just popped up. Do I use RSI? No, I do not. The only thing I use is the charts and my key price levels. You'll never see me do an analysis or a video, or you'll see me with a stream with indicators. I don't use any indicators at all. All I do is read market structure, follow the flow of price, and then identify my key price levels. Didn't reach as a whole like I'm looking for. We're just gonna let it do its thing. But again, GJ can respect 190, 125 as support. We can look for buys going back up to 192.15, buys up to 193.45. You see volume is still kind of lacking with the large charts. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When we can use charts, drop in the chat. Do I use psychological levels? I'll answer that question in a second. That just made me think of something, so give me 1 second. So it reminds me of a comment that I got a few weeks ago. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it in like 30 seconds. I'm just gonna keep it pushing. So we're getting a lot of comments. I wish you could search for comments. I can search for videos. Because I remember this comment, so it couldn't have been that long ago, but time be flying. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Oh, here it is. Okay. So someone asked me about psychological levels a couple months ago as well. And this was our little, not really a back and forth, this was our conversation. So this will answer your question as well, and then I'll go deeper if I got to. Well, so I was making sure it wasn't you too, because I don't really get that question a lot, but it wasn't you, it was a different person. They say good video, bro, but I see those support and resistance levels, quote unquote, as psychological levels, quote unquote. Okay, that's a okay. They gotta fix their wording. Seeing it that way makes me understand them more and makes them more. Oh my goodness, this dude cannot write. Hold on, I can read. I promise. He just um extra words and bad grammar. But anyways, I'm trying to make it sound correct. Seeing things that way makes me understand it more and makes it make more sense to me. And he was like, please look into it and make a new video about it. So then I Googled it and basically, a bunch of mumble jumble. I said, see, that's what's up. But if you mark off one of those levels and scroll to the left, you will see time and time again how price has the same reaction to those levels on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. It's a literal script and algorithm price follows every day. So, in my opinion, the psychological part, you are determining when to enter, keep holding, and exit the trade. And he was like, that makes sense, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't really use psychological levels because it's just another word people come up with, just like liquidity. What is really liquidity? Liquidity is price struggling to break and hold a support resistance level. What is support resistance? It's the same thing as supply demand. There's a bunch of different words for the same stuff. So again, don't even think of it like psychological levels. Just think of them like I say, key price levels, right? Because the levels we mark off, even if you mark off a quote unquote psychological level, it's the same shit, just different name for it. It's literally a resistance level. And there's nothing really psychological about it. Like if you Google what it means, they try to make it seem like it's something deeper than it actually is, which is not. Literally, all you have to look for is very simple. You watch any of my YouTube videos, which I know you have because you've been in here before. Again, my trade breakdowns, they're very simple and to the point. A lot of times people think I'd be hiding things. It's literally just that simple for my trade breakdowns. You identify the trend, you figure out if we're in an uptrend, downtrend, you figure out if you want to go for buys or sells, you figure out where you're going to look for buys or sells at. That's where the key price levels come in. You enter buys off support, into sells off resistance. You figure out how much you're risking, you figure out your risk reward, all that good stuff. The psychological part comes in when you're thinking about entering the trade, you're thinking about if you should keep holding the trade, exiting the trade, all that other stuff. But it's literally that simple. You just got to understand how price is moving and follow the flow of price. It's not that deep. Again, going back to the indicator question from earlier, you don't need indicators, you don't need trend line. All you got to do is rip the band-aid off and take time to learn how to read price and how to read the charts. Once you go over that hurdle, everything that was not making sense starts to make sense, and then makes things so much easier. You know what I'm saying? That's how even yesterday, how price was ranging, holding that level all day. Last night, when volume came in, it did what we was looking for. It's because again, we're following the flow of price, right? There's no bears, there's no bulls, all that stuff's nonsense as well. It's literally just understanding how price moves and going with the flow in the current, right? You want to be a leaf in the current. You want to figure out what direction price is going. You want to go that direction. You don't want to try to fight that direction. You don't want to, because price is doing this right now, try to catch every pip in the market. The simpler is better. Simple, keeping it simple makes it simple. And listen to that replay because it'd be hilarious if I said all that and y'all could even hear me. Let me make sure y'all could hear me. Let's see. Okay, I sound clear. Sound crystal clear. Good question though, because again, there's a lot of stuff online. A lot of people online trying to act like they know stuff, but they don't. But it's very, very simple. It's not as complicated as all these people make it seem. You don't need 5 computer monitors all looking at different time frames. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need a fancy setup. You don't even need a lot of money to start off. And like I always say, when you're brand new to trading, the last thing you should worry about is trying to take trades anyways, because that's not going to do you no good, right? Like, I can watch all the Fast and Furious movies. I can play all the Need for Speed games. But that doesn't mean I know how to drive a car. I can be a beast at Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster with those race car games, but that doesn't mean I know how to drive in real life, right? I can be in a passenger seat all day, but it's different from being behind the wheel. Right? That's why there's a process, right? I know every country's slightly different, but again, it's like getting your driver's license. You don't just go up to the DMV and be like, "Hey, you know, I'm 16 or I'm 18, I'm an adult. I'd like to get my driver's license." No, that's not how it works. Before you even take the test, you got to learn the rules to the road and take the online test, showing that you know what signs mean what, who has the right of way here, what I'm supposed to do there, what side of the road I'm supposed to be on, speed limits, all that good stuff. And then once you understand the basics of the rules to the road, then you practice how to drive the car. And then if anyone's taken a driver's test before, they don't just be like, okay, let's hit the road. No, first thing you have to do is show them you know how to turn the car on, show them you know how to use your signals, your blinkers, turn your headlights on, turn them off, your fog lights, show them you know where the brakes at, where the horns at. Then you got to show them you know how to park, parallel park, reverse park, forward park. Then after all that, you hit the road. A lot of y'all just want me to slap the keys in your hand and be like, all right, have fun. And then you go onto the highway and you wonder why you're crashing, getting in accidents because you don't know what you're doing yet. You know what I'm saying? Rushing won't get you anywhere besides making you have to start over and over again. Speaking from experience, trust me, bro. It's no rush. Just focus on the process and the results will come. If you try to focus on the result before you focus on the process or even know the process to get the result, you're not going to get anywhere, right? That's not just trading, that's just life in general. Like a lot of times people have goals, but they don't have a plan to achieve that goal. They just have a goal. Like, I want to do this, or I want to become that, or I want to achieve this. Okay, that's great. But how do you plan to do that? You got to have a game plan to do that as well. Looks like some volume starting to pick up on GA. Let's see what these other charts are talking about. All right, got to see if GJ can retest and hold this level as support. That's what we was looking for. Like what it's looking like right now. We're going to see how this closes, though. GU still struggling. Gold's rejecting that level. Yeah, so we're going to see some interesting stuff pop up going into New York session. And that rant and spill wasn't directed totally at the person asking the question. I'm just talking in general because I promise you, I get a lot of questions not just on YouTube but in my DMs in the comment section. So I like, and these live streams, people watching have similar questions. They might not ever ask a question, but they got questions, or they may see this video recording after the live is over. So whenever someone asks a question, I like to go as deep as possible to help everyone and anyone listening. So don't take it entirely personal, because these are good questions being asked. And I promise you, you're not the first one to have that question or the only one with that question. Make sure to like the live, y'all, if y'all not already. I don't know what y'all doing. And make sure to subscribe. We're almost at 3,700 subscribers. We can get to that easily. We've been pulling it all month after this week wraps up, I'm going to do the recap of the month like usual. But if y'all just hit that first link in the free signal through Telegram, you can see quickly how we've been doing this month. We're on a 7-trade win streak currently. We've only lost 2 trades this month so far. We absolutely dominated last month and last quarter also. So I'm kind of like how DJ is looking right here. We didn't fully retest that level, but it looks like it's still following the game plan. And I see the comments. I'll finish the comments in a second. I'm just playing through the charts right now. But I got y'all. You already know we respond to all comments. I got you. You call out yeah, I say key price levels, because these are key price levels that we are looking at. So every word, I'm very specific with my words. So I get what you're saying, but no, but I meant psychological levels. I would have said it. The reason why I say key price levels because these are the key levels we're looking at to determine if we're going to enter the trade, if we're not going to enter the trade. These also determine where we're going to exit the trade and all that good stuff, right? That's why when you look at the charts, we always enter and exit off these levels. Like unless it's a new week and I'm updating my levels, you always see me enter and exit off these levels. You see what I'm saying? You always see me enter and exit off these levels. Now, obviously, I cleared the chart, so you can't see any levels here. But that's why I say key price. You will always see me enter and exit off these levels. Whenever you ask me to look at a chart for my opinion, or whenever I'm looking at setups, whenever I'm doing the Sunday chart analysis, you always see me point at these levels. And it's for that exact reason. You get what I'm saying? Trying to find some more examples, but these are a little off because I updated the levels. But y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. What else we got up here? What time frame do I trade off of? I trade off different time frames. So again, if you watch any of my trade breakdowns, you got to start off big and work your way down, right? So you want to start off on the daily time frame to figure out the direction price is going, and then you go into the smaller time frames to look for your confirmations. So how do you manage consolidation with being a leaf in the wind? It's simple. Again, you identify the trend. You only want to take trades if we're in a clean trend, uptrend or downtrend, which is why last week, again, y'all was tuning into the lives last week. That's why we weren't taking a lot of setups because of the consolidation or price struggling to continue the trend. Versus the week before, we took 4 trades. Last week we only took 2 trades. Why was that? It wasn't because I got lazy or felt like since I'm up so much I'm not going to trade anymore. It was simply because my confirmation volume was consolidated. So when volume's consolidating, you don't take a setup. It's that simple. You wait for there to be volume, which is what you hear me say all the time in the live streams, and then you wait for us to be in a clear trend, uptrend, downtrend. Right? It's that simple. You don't trade when price is consolidating. Now, if you take a trade and then it starts to consolidate, that's different. But that's where stop loss and TP comes into play. But if you're looking at a chart and it's already in consolidation, don't take the trade. Look for another chart that's not in consolidation. Or if all charts are in consolidation or consolidating, like a lot of charts were last week, you simply just don't pull the trigger. Right? And that's exactly why last week we didn't take a lot of trades. But we were still profitable in 2-0 last week because, again, the trades we took followed my rules and my confirmations. And the trades that we didn't take didn't follow my rules and confirmations. That's also why we win way more than we lose. And our wins are so big compared to our losses. By simply, again, you want to go for high probability, high quality setups. You don't want to try to catch every pick in the market. And I just made a video on Instagram and TikTok the other day. So again, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. If you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram playmaker _way, TikTok _playmaker way_, where I talk about that. Right? You don't have to take a trade every day, especially if rules aren't met. Again, with trading you have to think about what we're doing here. We're investing, right? We're making investments. Trading is a lot different from working a regular job. So you don't come into trading treating it like a 9 to 5. You need to treat it like a business, and you need to come with the employer mindset, not an employee mindset. Now, what do I mean by that? When you think of a job, you're 9 to 5, salary is different. When you work a regular 9 to 5, as long as you work those 40 hours every single week, your paycheck's going to be the same every week or every 2 weeks. You show up the same time every day, you clock out the same time every day, you work the same days every week. But trading is a little bit different. You show up the same times every day, you look at the same setups and charts every day, but the results are different. Some wins are bigger than other wins. Some days you lose money instead of make money, right? Some days there's high volume, some days there's low volume, but you still do the same stuff consistently every single day and every single week, right? So that's the differences there. A lot of times when people are new to trading, they feel like they're being unproductive or wasting time if they don't take a setup, which leads y'all to making, silly mistakes, taking bad setups, breaking rules, not waiting for confirmations, over leveraging, et cetera, et cetera. But when you realize and understand that's completely different, then you'll start to act different, right? You have to, it's investing. You want to make smart investments. A lot of times we end up making dumb investments and dumb choices. That's why you always hear me in these live streams say, what? We're chilling and patiently waiting. I'm not just saying that just to say it. I'm saying it to kind of get that into y'all's heads, what y'all need to do when you are trading. Again, pay attention to the words I'll be using during streams and videos. I choose my words very carefully. But that's why you hear me say that all the time, 20 times every stream. But I'm slowly trying to drill that into y'all's heads. No problem, no problem. I'm glad. That's why I do this stuff for. What else we got up in here? Yeah, it is huge because, again, you can learn how to read the charts. You might even know how to predict the markets every single day, but if you don't have discipline, it doesn't matter. You got to have both. The delay is like 4 minutes. No, there's no delay. If anything, it's like 10 seconds. I have no delay on this. It's like 10 seconds, if anything. Can you trade with just 50 to 100 bucks? You can. You can. But just understand, if you're trading with 50 to 100 bucks, you're not going to make 100 bucks a day or these crazy numbers. You're going to make maybe 10, 50 cents to $3, $5 a day, if anything. You just got to understand that if you're going to trade with that. Obviously, having more capital is a lot better. So, like I said, you can trade with that. I started with $200. And went from there. But if you can just save that money and stack it and come with like $500 or $1,000, and while you're saving your money, you're studying, you're learning, or you invest in one-on-one sessions or a course, and by the time you learn everything, not only will that $100 or that money you stacked up while you took to learn and practice, you'll be able to do a lot more with that. You know what I'm saying? But you can literally start with that much, no issue. You just got to understand that the profits you're going to make are not going to be big profits, but they're going to be big profits based on your account size. And I actually got a video with receipts showing that I've done this as well. So I'm about to drop the video in the chat right now. So watch this video for those that have small accounts or even maybe have big accounts. This video, I'll show you how I was able to grow and Literally double and triple my account in 2 weeks without over leveraging and all that stuff. So make sure to check that video out. Okay, to make 100 there, how much would you need to start with? That's funny. So again, there's no, with trading is different. There's no, you're not in school, it's multiple choice. It's either A, B, C, or maybe D, all the above. With trading is different. It's circumstantial. It depends, right? How much is your account? How much are you risking per trade? What are your risk rewards? It depends. It varies. There's no one answer for that. Just lost big because I didn't follow my rules. Well, you didn't follow your rules. So now here's the simple part, but it can be hard. This is where that discipline comes into play. You just got to stop breaking your rules. You know what happens when you break your rules? This is where it literally comes down to. Like, any member that's done one-on-one sessions with me, they can attest to this and vouch for me. Our first session, first thing I do was, of course, ask them their experience and what they're trying to accomplish with trading. Then the second thing I tell them is, look, like, if you're trying to learn to trade, you literally have to want to learn how to trade. You have to actually try. Like, you have to put an actual effort in to try to learn how to trade and be successful with it. And what I mean by that is, again, like you just said, because you broke your rules. Everybody's broken their rules before, but you can't. You have to build that discipline, because if you keep on breaking rules, I know this isn't the first time you probably broken your rules. Believe it or not, you're building bad habits, and the more you do this, especially unconsciously, the harder it's going to be to break out of the cycle. That's why a lot of people, they end up quitting trading, because they're like, man, I just keep on doing this. My issue is that, or they just, they give up and decide to just blame the markets, right? But it's because you're building bad habits. It's just like anything in life, man. If you have to literally put an effort in to stop breaking those rules, you gotta have a trading plan. You got to stick to it, write it down, read it before you start trading. And you have to just think to yourself, like, look, if I'm gonna put my hard-earned money on the line in the markets, do I just want to throw it away, or am I trying to actually grow my account? You hear what I'm saying? And that's what I was talking about with discipline. Because again, you can know how to read the charts, you can have the best strategy ever, but if you don't stick to that strategy and stick to those rules, it doesn't really matter, right? And it goes back to last week. Again, a lot of people was mad at me last week. A lot of people was mad at me. I was getting a bunch of messages, people unfollowed, unsubscribed, simply because I refused to break my rules, right? Markets were slow. A lot of charts weren't meeting my confirmations, so I didn't take setups, right? But again, a lot of people don't understand that, and they thought whatever they was thinking. But all they knew was, man, screw away. He's not calling anything. Markets aren't doing anything. He don't know what he's talking about, right? But guess what? We still ended up 2-0 last week, because again, the trades I did end up taking, they followed my rules. That doesn't mean, obviously, that every trade you take following your rules, you're gonna have successful, because again, sometimes you're gonna lose trades. That's what happens, right? But you have to literally put an effort to break those bad habits and replace them with good habits. Because if you don't, you're just going to be in a cycle of just continuing to do the same thing over and over again. And the next thing you know, you blink, 6 months passed, right? Like, we're in August right now. It's more than 6 months. It's 8 months past. We're 8 months into the year. You blink, you're like, damn, I've been doing the same mistake for eight. I'm not saying you. I'm just talking in general now. But I've been making the same mistake for 8 months straight. What am I doing? You blink again. It's October. damn, the year's almost over, and I'm still at level 2, where I should be at level 10 right now. You get what I'm saying? So you know what you're doing wrong. The hard part is just stopping them, right? But again, that's where the trading plan and the rules come into play, right? And again, that's why you always see me on these live streams strict and, always following my rules and waiting for my confirmations for that exact reason. Because again, I've been there, done that. Trust me. I didn't just wake up, find trading, and was just instantly profitable. I made plenty of mistakes. Let's see what else we got up here. Do you recommend back testing? How do you go about it? Yes, you got to back test. You got to back test. Back testing is going to give you all the information that you need when you're looking at the chart. Because again, I know it's hard to believe, but I don't got a crystal ball in my lap. You know what I'm saying? I don't got the president on speed dial. I'm not doing no inside trading. I'm able to predict the markets based on what they've done in the past. It's not just me guessing shit or making shit up. It's really based on what price has done in the past to bring us to the current point we're at right now. So you have to back test. And as far as how to go about it, watch my videos. I'll drop it in the chat for you. I know we dropped a lot of. By the way, I got a new video dropping for y'all today. So make sure to subscribe and have your noti bells on. In the New York session, got a new video dropping for y'all today. So be on the lookout for that. Let me find this video for you. All right. That's why I always say you got to learn how to read the charts. Learn how to read the charts, and back testing goes hand in hand. It's the same thing, right? Because again, price, like I always say, price doesn't always repeat itself. Price isn't just doing random stuff every day. It doesn't come up with new tricks every week. It doesn't really adapt that much. It's been doing the same stuff for years and decades, right? And there's going to be a little spoiler for my video I got dropping. There's one thing I like to do with the members when we do one-on-one sessions. I like to show them this. And I like to do this to kind of like speed up the process and make it be like, look, if you don't listen, you don't follow these rules, I ain't nothing I can really do for you, right? So we're on GBP New Zealand, and I got a few support resistance levels marked off, right? I got a few support resistance levels marked off. So I'm gonna do a different level from the one I did in the video. So let me try to remember which one. I think I did that one in the video. All right, cool. So we look right here. We can see that this is a clear support resistance level right here, right? And we see here that this was last year, May 2023, that price was holding this low as support, right? We go to the left, we see the same level being held in respect as support in May is being held in respect as support resistance level in March. Okay, that's not bad, right? That's nothing crazy. But we keep on scrolling, looking at the same level. This is April 2021, a whole 2 years later. 2 years beforehand. So you're telling me that coincidentally for 2 years straight, price has been treating the same level as support? Hey, maybe, right? Maybe. But when we keep scrolling to the left, what do we see here? The same exact level has been being treated as support and resistance since 2017. Now, if you want to really believe that price has just coincidentally been reacting to the same levels over and over again since 2017, go at it. Have at it, right? Have at it. But when we keep scrolling, what are you going to say when we see price reacting the same way since 2012, 2011, right? What are you going to say about that? And I got another one in the video, but I'm not going to spoil that one. I'm going to wait for the video. But the one session you already know where I'm getting at. You see that video, you can be like, yeah. Because again, time and time again, year after year, week after week, month after see price reacts and responds the same way to these levels over and over again. You get what I'm saying? So who am I to discredit over a decade worth of proof and be like, oh no, it's the Bears and the Bulls, man. The buyers and sellers, they're doing this. Like, people are not that smart, and a quick Google search will tell you that majority of people don't even invest, let alone day trade. So that's nonsense off rip. And then another thing, when you think about the news, the high impact news events, wrong, but I don't think any of y'all could tell me that y'all been at work when the news pops off and your manager pull up, y'all, the news is starting, and they turn their TV on and everybody pulls out their computers and phones and looks at their investments. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not happening. That's not happening, right? So again, you got to understand that there's a role in script and algorithm price follows. It's up to you to either accept that and respect it, or keep on trying to fight it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna let price do what it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And that's also why, again, I'm able to predict what price is doing at the beginning of the week and what it's gonna do throughout the entire week and things like that. No problem, Hood Harvest. I trade synthetic indices on the Riv. Not on the Riv. The only indices I really trade is NAS100. I usually trade US30 SPX a lot. I just stopped at the moment. But the only indices I've ever traded was NAS, US30, SPX, GBPJPY, and EUSDX. That's the only indices I've ever traded. I started off only trading indices and crypto, and then when I discovered this, I moved to Forex as well. All right, y'all. Those are just joining the stream. We didn't enter anything as far as the law is concerned. We answered a lot of questions, broke things down, get the projections for today. We're 1-0 so far this week. We got a couple news events popping off today at 10 a.m. We got not GBP, USD news popping off, and then later on tonight during Tokyo session, we got at 9:30 Australian news popping off. Got a new video dropping for y'all at the beginning of New York session today. Be on the lookout for that. Make sure to hit that first link in the description and join the free Signal Room free Telegram. All right, it's the last week of the month. After this week wraps up, we're going to do the recap of this month. But you see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Went 2-0 last week. The week before that, we went 4-0. The week before that, we went 2-1. And then the first week of August, we went 2-1. So we literally only lost 2 trades this month so far. You go to, I believe, August 1st. You'll see how we ended July. We went 16-5, getting a 76% win rate. You click right here. It's going to take you to the first week of July, where you see we started off 3-0. You click right here. It's going to take you to the first day of July. Every day is dated, timed. You can see how we did June. I mean, not June. Actually, yeah, this was June, 13-3. And then if you scroll down to, I believe, give me 1 second. Let me find it. I'll be posting so much. I'll be getting lost in the sauce. But if you keep on clicking those highlighted words, it'll take you up a weekly or monthly basis, depending on where you're scrolling at or scrolling from or clicking from. But if you go to July 2nd, you'll see how we ended last quarter, quarter 2. April, we went 16-4, catching 69,396 pips. May, we went 15-4, catching 47,957 pips. And then June, we went 13-3, catching 1,006 pips. Ending the quarter 44-11, giving us an 80% win rate, catching a total of 118,359 pips. You go to photos, there's over not just 2 years worth of receipts, but over 1,000 photos of receipts as well, from screenshots of the signal, screenshots of the position, showing risk reward, screenshots of them actually in the increase, as well as student results, testimonials. So make sure to hit that first link in the description, check all that stuff out. Again, we really do this over here. We really do this over here. I don't just make videos and talk. I got students just replicating and following what I tell them, and they're seeing their own results. As you can see, we got students passing profit. This was literally like a couple months ago, these screenshots. I got more screenshots. I don't really be posting like that. I might start posting more. We'll see. We got students, taking their own trades, passing their own challenges, making their own money, and then you also see screenshots of me in actual positions. Again, these are real moves. These aren't baby pips. We actually catch moves over here. So make sure to click and explore all that good stuff. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram or Telegram. I respond to all messages. If y'all interested in my signal services or my mentorship program, want to learn how to identify these levels, mark off my zones, all that good stuff, make sure to hit those links in the description. And you watch the last 2 minutes of any of my YouTube videos, I go over all the details of that stuff. Looks like Gold's about to try to do the move we was looking for as well. Yeah, we're gonna be back at it same time tomorrow. I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments really quick. Wait, okay, cool. And we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 EST.